gonna do today is teach you how to make a candle and oil in the game Escape the Pacific. Cool game, I'm really enjoying it. Struggle trying to make a candle, but first what you want to do is click that star so you can have it in your hotbar. And then from there you would want to click the C button. That normally brings up a lot of your quick menu, and just from there you click that and you're able to drop it down. And it's just going to ask you for a few ingredients. At first I couldn't understand the ingredients and what it was asking for, and it doesn't matter whether you use fish or whether you use coconut. I got my fish over there, and really the coconut there or the fish, either one will do. That's also in the quick menu, as well as you hold C, it'll bring up that as well, just like this here. Then you just click down on resources and boom. So after you lay them down and they ask you for your the ingredients, what you're gonna want to do is either take a fish whether it's cooked or not, or you can take the coconut and you just harvest it from the coconut itself and you would insert it in there. So right now I think we got water, so it's gonna want water and all of those, but I wouldn't use that water. I'd put down the jar first, because I would just take the actual jar and not include the water, and you'd have to use twice as much water. So what I did was I took all of my open jars, or all of my open coconut cups, and I just placed those down in each individual, I guess, ghost cup you would call it. Oh, I got one in my hand. And then after that, what we did was we looked and seen that they all would take some water. So now I would take the jar and I would add that in, but we're just gonna grab some fish because I'd rather use fish. The traps make it pretty easy to get fish, so it's a lot easier to get fish than what it is to get the coconut on this island where there's only one fruit. And if you notice in this game, you do need the fruit to provide your vitamin C. So we will throw the fish in there. It's gonna take 2 fish per cup, and we do need to go back and get that other one, because we can't leave that out there. Every bit of food counts. Like I said, those fish traps are pretty good for fish, and you might want to make 2, just if you are trying to make oil. You do want to make candles. They do come in handy on this game, especially when it gets dark, and I mean it gets pretty dark in this game. So now what it's asking for is coconut, so we'll just well, that's the other light actually. So right now we're just gonna get the what do we need here? We need rope, so we're gonna grab some rope, and once again that's in your hotbar as well. You just click on the star, and, well, not hotbar, but in your quick menu, hold C, go back up to tools, down there at the bottom, and it's right there, and you're able to build it. Now, with that, what we need is these here. You can use them for for the light the fire, or you can use them to make rope. It's usually 3 of them will make the rope. And in this case, we're only going to need 3 rope for 3 candles. Just apply one there, apply one there, and we always keep one for extra, because you never know when you have to tie something down in this game. This game seems like you're always forever tying something down. And then we want to add our water. And that's why it's usually good to try to get these going while you have a good rainstorm, because it's a very easy source of water. At least you're able to replenish the water, or once the water is gone, it starts refilling. I usually try to make it when it's raining. I know it's not the best source of candles all the time. There are other ships on this here, but then after that, this was the tricky part. I thought I had a candle, but it wouldn't light, or I wasn't able to put that oil into the candle. But what you actually have to do is cook the oil down to above 100%, and I'll show you that afterwards, why it wouldn't work unless you cook it above 100%. So right now we just need to get some fire going, and once we get that fire going, cook that oil up above 100%. We'll start having the oil that then will create the candles out of the fish oil. And it's the same ingredients. If you use coconut, it's just one coconut, one dose of the coconut. So now we got our firewood together. We can run inside and just chuck that down, get our fire going. That will then cook the oil. And I'm not going to make you sit back and wait for the oil to cook, because it's not a very fast thing to happen. You know, it doesn't happen the fastest. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to fill this up with all the sticks we can. We got our big fire, because usually when you use the big fire, well, not usually, but using the bigger the fire, the faster everything will cook. So with the big fire, and yeah, that's wet wood, so it would actually start smoking. But with the big fire, it would cook everything a lot faster. But still, it is a bit of time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna melt this down and bring you back once it's actually melted, so you don't have to wait the entire time. And the water that we have cooked on there is just salt, and we're just waiting for that salt to water down so we can have wetter food. All right, so we're back, and the candles, the oil is pretty much melted down to about 100. We're almost there. Once we get there, we'll show you why you're gonna want to make sure it's above 100 at any time that you're doing this. All right, so that one's at 100, and now you see it says 05, so we'll put it on there because it has to be a little bit higher than. Like I said, 05 is not gonna help. And now, once you toss that in there, you have one. Now, like I said, you're gonna want that oil to be hot, above 100 when you take it out, because this one here is not hot anymore, and it won't allow me to apply it to the candle. It just keeps rejecting my every approach to the candle, as you can see. And it's doing that because the liquid is no longer hot. It's not above boiling temperature, I'd say. So what we got to do is take our oil. That's not going to work either. No, we're going to want to take this oil and apply it back to the stove and make sure it gets above 100%. And you don't want to leave it too far above 100% because it can burn and evaporate. So at that point, I take a look and I realize, okay, this is what it actually wants. It wants it to be cooked. So I just would have to place it back on the fire, let it get up a little bit, and once again, it's at 100, but I took too long to get there, so it's not gonna work. Not gonna work, not gonna work. Now we realize, okay, it does have to be above 100 itself. Now we just put that there. We're gonna wait for it to get about 102, 103 because we're not going very far with it, so it should be fine. Just not getting caught on that door would help. There we go. And that's one. Drop that there. Make sure we melt this oil down. Get that up there above 100. As you can see, the water's evaporating and leaving me just some salt there to help make sure I put some salt on my food. James big on making sure you have salt on your food. Very diverse eating. And the last one over there. Keep getting stuck on that door. I'm gonna have to do something about this. So, yeah. So now, this one is just about done. We're at 99.9, and remember, we have to wait till it gets to 100, or above 100, I should say. It must get above 100. If it's not above 100, it won't work as oil. And we got 101. All right, so there we go. Now we got our 2 candles. Still got that fire burning, which we hate letting be, but sometimes you gotta. And we're just gonna take our 2 candles, run them up to our new fabulous base that we spent a lifetime building, learning how to put everything together. We'll have a how-to video on how to actually place a lot of these things and make sure they attach and stick. But yeah, we're just gonna not drop the candle, but we're gonna shut the door. And we're going to wait till dark because, I mean, there's no point of lighting the candle in the light and wasting it. So we'll wait till dark comes and we'll probably bring you back. We're going to drop one here. If you're going to drop it, there you go. And we'll pick these up because we can't just have a mess. We have guests over looking in our beach house. And we'll just drop one over here. And yeah, we'll probably bring you back once we get a little bit of dark going on because, like I said, I don't want to light this candle here or any of the candles in the light. But once I found this, nighttime became a little bit more of a game changer if I really want to go there and either work or just find things around the base. you know, it just be like I said, it became a game changer. So I'm gonna shut that door and we'll bring you back. All right, so great moonlighting, beautiful moonlighting, and we're able to bring you back here at dark. This is just my little deck on the top. Figured I'd be out here in the night listening to the crickets. Great sound. Everyone loves crickets. And there's our candle there. I had to look at the ground. And we had a candle there. We're just gonna, now to light this candle the same way that you would light your fire, but the fire stick would be the exact same way to light it. And this was 3 that I made earlier. And I'm pretty sure those were made with coconut, and boom. There you go, you have a candle, you have fire, and it actually gives off a lot of light considering it's just a coconut candle. But you can also use the candle to light other candles, as well as I'm pretty sure the torch. I'm not quite sure about the campfire, I haven't tried that yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the candle. Like I said, just those simple steps and you'll at least have a candle. And instead of running around in the dark or waiting or not being able to see or having to jump from island to island to find like lights or anything like that, you're able to use the candle. I mean, I always get stuck down here trying to figure out what's where and where's what. Once I made the candles and had those on standby, it worked pretty good. Now they don't last forever. Once they go out, they go out. I tried to put them out with water. Here, let me see. We'll show you. I tried to put them out with water and it didn't quite work the best for me. So I can't tell you how to make them last longer. I mean, maybe throw it in the water. I didn't want to waste time doing that. But other than that, like there's no throw water from the coconut in there and it'll put it out. Yeah, take a bite of that. That's not a problem. But yeah, that's the candle. I thought it was pretty neat on how they make you make it. You go through all those little steps that you probably would have to go through. But yeah, this is the base. This is what we worked on. This is going to be, we'll talk more about this in our series, Escaping the Pacific, where we build a base on every island, use up all the resources, and then move off and travel to the next island. But this is pretty much it for how to make a candle, or even just the oil if you need oil for any different thing. Like I know you need the oil for the torch, and there could be other sources or other reasons that you need oil in the future. But for now, right now, my best reason is for these candles, and I just like the way it lights up. I'm gonna open up my windows and actually let that light shine out and illuminate my little area of the beach. I think it'd be nice. Let's get out here and see how this works. I want to see what it looks like. No, pick that up. Oh, open the window. Don't admire the little hut down there. Get some light here. And we'll get some light coming out of that base there. And let's see if we can navigate our way off the deck and back downstairs and navigate, get out the door. Alright, so that's going to do it for this. This was just a quick tip on how to make oil and how to turn that oil into candles. If you would enjoy, leave a thumbs up. Appreciate it. 2 fingers, I'm out. Nice base. Very nice base.